Colin Brooks, violation of community control violation, self-reported marijuana use, June 27th, tested positive July 1st. You understand that charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Langmack?
Thank you, Judge. It's my understanding Mr. Brooks intends to waive the probable cause in the final hearing and admit to the violation.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, Your Honor.
What's your plea to the allegation?
What was that, Your Honor?
What is your plea to the allegation?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Accept your guilty plea and find you guilty. You were here on June 5th, pled guilty to a violation of community control
Yes, Your Honor.
for leaving the state. Got out on June 10th. 17 days later, violating again. What is the problem?
I got out and I realized I feel like probation's hindering me.
What?
I feel like probation is hindering me.
What do you mean it's hindering you? What does that mean?
I can't be the full potential man that I want to be. I can't work how I want to. I can't take care of my son how I want to.
Well, you understand that you were here on a strangulation charge.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that?
I do understand that.
Okay. And you pled guilty to an attempted strangulation.
Yes, Your Honor.
And somehow probation is hindering you?
It is.
Seems like you're hindering you.
I don't believe that. I believe that I have grown a lot
If
since.
you have grown a lot, then why are you here for a second time after your sentence?
Because I realized I just want to move on from this life.
What the hell does that mean? You want to move on?
From the courts, I want to be free. I've been on probation since I was 12. And I feel like if I go home, I work, I have all the time to my son. I had 3 AA meetings a week in 2 classes. My son goes to bed at 7:30. So that
Then
means
why, if you're worried about your son and your time, why are you out smoking pot? What
because I knew I was turning myself in.
the hell does that mean? Why did you smoke it in the first place?
Stressed out.
Stressed out. So that's how you deal with stress?
That's how I did in that moment.
So, so when this case is over, your stress will disappear.
Yeah.
Boy, you don't have a clue, do you? Suddenly, the stress will just disappear. So you won't be causing any problems. You won't be strangling your girlfriend, right? Why were you strangling her in the first place?
I didn't mean to, Your Honor. It was bad.
Okay, I didn't, whether you meant to or didn't, you did it. So why did you do it?
It was a bad situation that got out of hand.
So you have the ability to control yourself, to live within society, but you strangle her. Wasn't she pregnant at the time?
She was, Your Honor.
And you're strangling your pregnant girlfriend. But you don't need any help with anything because you're doing just A-OK by yourself.
I have been, yes, Your Honor.
You have. No, you haven't been. Where are you right now? And what are you wearing?
I'm wearing blue.
You haven't been doing okay all by yourself. But you don't really give a shit about that
I do.
because you're a very selfish person. If you weren't selfish, okay, and you're really concerned about your girlfriend after having strangled her, and if you were concerned about your child, you wouldn't be out smoking pot, knowing full well it's going to land you right back in jail, right? Didn't you know that?
Your Honor, I knew what I wanted to do with my probation. I don't want to be on papers no more.
That's not what I asked you. Okay. When you smoked the pot, did you know it would land you back in jail?
Yeah, because I knew I was
But
already.
you did it
coming back.
anyway.
Yeah.
That's selfish. Isn't that selfish?
It
Isn't
is
that completely selfish?
But I feel like in the long run after probation, it will benefit me even more because I don't want to end up violating 2.5 years later and my son knows who I am and knows where I go.
Then why don't you do what you're supposed to do?
That I was court ordered too many things to do. because this is how I look at it. I have 3 AA meetings a week. I work a full-time job. I have them classes. My son goes to bed at 7:30. So I get 3 days out the week to hang out with my son. That's not fair to me or my girlfriend, or my son.
Wham, 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 wham. Okay, not fair to me. Who put yourself in that position?
I did, Your Honor.
Where did you get your mental health evaluation?
I haven't got one yet.
Right.
I went to Signature Health, but they said that they didn't take my private insurance or something like that. I went there, took off work, but couldn't take the next day off because I worked as much as I could. The first week I was working, still only had 25 hours in. That's not enough to support me nor my family.
Well, why were you working 25 hours?
Because our probation officer, Ms. Rosano, she said,
Randazzo.
Randazzo, my apologies. She said to get that done, so I had to take off work, and then I had to go see my PO Tuesday. So that's when I seen her and went to jail. So it's just too much work I was taking off.
The whole goddamn system just interferes with your life, doesn't it? It's got nothing to do with how you've conducted yourself,
and I'm willing to just,
especially when you had that in 20, the complicity to felony robbery, violating protection orders, violating another protection order, and attempted strangulation. So none of this, it's everybody just busting your balls, right? The system is out to get you. That's pathetic. What else you want to say?
I just want to be off probation, Your Honor.
Well, you're going to be off probation, all right? Then you'll be on parole. We'll see how that goes. You don't want anybody controlling you? Well, then I won't control you anymore. Parole will control you. How do you like that? You have a really clear idea of how to progress in your life, don't you?
There's a situation talked over with me and my family.
What?
Me and my family talked about the situation, and we think it would benefit us more.
Okay. Well, I just hope you don't strangle your girlfriend again.
I learned from my mistakes.
You haven't learned from your mistakes. If you learn from your mistakes, then after I sentenced you on May 10th, I wouldn't have seen you anymore because you would have completed your probation. So you haven't learned from your mistakes. You've compounded your mistakes. Mr. Langmack?
Thank you, Your Honor. As you are aware, we are asking for probation to be terminated, and he is asking for a prison sentence. The range is between 6 and 18 months. He has 136 days of credit for time served already. We're asking for the minimum on this, Your Honor, or someone close to it. Thank you.
He should be rewarded for completely blowing off his probation, right?
No, Your Honor, actually, I would look at any prison sentence as not being a
Well,
reward.
he wants it though, right? He wants to go to prison, so.
Understandable, but I wouldn't look at prison as a reward for anything.
Well, apparently he does.
I think it's more, most people would consider prison to be more prohibitive than probation and more serious and less of a reward. I think in this case,
And why would he do something that is more prohibitive? So that's what he wants.
Agreed.
All right, I've reviewed the pre-sentence report and listened to everybody, considered all the provisions in 29, 29, 11, 12, and 13. I'm going to sentence you to 17 months in prison with credit for 136 days. And the cost when you get out might be on post-release control for 2 years with conditions. If you violate, the parole authority could return you to prison for up to 9 months for each violation, up to 1/2 of my sentence. If the violation is a new felony, you could get an additional consecutive prison sentence for the violation, the maximum of which would be the greater of 12 months or the time left under post-release control.
Okay, we'll just vote.